What is up, everybody, and welcome to part 7 of our F1 2019 career mode. We have a ton of changes to go over before the start of even the practice of the biggest race of the season, the Monaco Grand Prix. First things first, we have changed the difficulty from 90 to 95. We've been killing it on 90, so the upgrade was definitely necessary after the last race when we were battling the Red Bulls. The second piece of news that we have, as you guys see, the difficulty is now at 95, the legend difficulty. The second piece of news we have is that we will be continuing to battle the Red Bulls, as you guys are about to see our upgrade chart. Even though you literally just saw our upgrade chart after a couple of new development upgrades were completed. Shout out to Carl and the crew, by the way, for coming through with the upgrades. We're about to get even more upgrades without me even doing anything. With the new F1 patch that came out, patch 1.05, the car performances got updated to match what the teams are currently doing in the 2019 F1 season, and McLaren has been doing really good in the last couple of races in the 2019 F1 season, and because of that, the McLaren car got a major upgrade, and that upgrade actually got applied not only to online and play now and all that, it got applied to my career, even though I started my career, obviously way before this patch happened. So what you guys saw in the initial screen when we first started this video were the upgrades applied before the patch, and what you guys saw afterwards were the upgrades applied after the patch. Before the patch, we weren't even the best of the rest as far as being the 4th best team. We were in that mid-pack, we were near Haas and Racing Point and all of them. Now, we're closer to the top 3 teams than we are to mid-pack. A sudden change for us here at McLaren. And on top of that, we have the 95 AI difficulty going our way. And I've chosen probably the worst race possible to include this 95 AI difficulty for the first time. Monaco. If we have pace at Monaco, then I don't know what to say, alright? Like, I didn't expect to have pace at Monaco with the 90 difficulty. 95, so far, yeah, looking pretty shaky. At the end of practice 1, we actually have decent pace after looking at the charts.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. How do you feel this season is going for you? Is the car competitive?
I would say so, and the car is going to be a lot more competitive after we just got the upgrades from the F1, or the Codemaster gods. Thank you very much. McLaren rep increased.
You left a lot of paint on the walls today. Were you struggling for grip, or did you just misjudge some corners?
Yikes. As we increase our McLaren rep, Claire's trying to get us to decrease our McLaren rep. And unfortunately, we kind of just did.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Damn Claire, man. She really knows how to get you with some of those questions. And when I was playing this at the time, I know it now, but I didn't know you could just answer no comment to some of these questions. And I really would have just said no comment to that one. I would have just been like, yeah, I hit the wall. It wasn't the aero department's fault. No, they're mad at me. And we just came off our first weekend of having successful upgrades 100% and, not having any failures from Carl and the crew. And that's major because one of the upgrades we got that I didn't even get to talk about yet was the major power unit upgrade that I've been hyping up for the last 3 races. It's been in development since, the Baku circuit? And here we are at Monaco, the circuit that we need the upgrade the least. But nonetheless, it's here. So the McLaren is the slowest car on the grid engine-wise. So we really, really needed that major power unit upgrade, and thankfully we have it. And I don't know if it was the power that did this or it was just me, but we are targeted to qualify in 3rd place after simulating a qualifying run in that P3, and we lead the charts in that P3 practice. What is going on
here today? Let's have your thoughts. You really went all out in practice today. Are you testing new components?
Yeah, I'd say so. We're testing the power unit upgrade, but that wasn't really being tested too much. It was more so just we switched our setup, which I'll get into in just a second as we increase our rep a little bit more.
You were flying in practice. Do you think you can carry this over to qualifying?
We might, yes. As you guys might have noticed, I switched the setup we had from the default setup to, default setup 3 to default setup 1, which gives you a lot more downforce. I'll get into that more in a sec, but it really helped us.
Appreciate your time.
We're here at the magical Circuit de Monaco for one of the most challenging qualifying sessions on the Formula One calendar. Who can add their name to the illustrious list of Monte Carlo pole sitters here today? The competition is certainly heating up as we head into today's qualifying. Some impressive times showing up during the previous practice sessions. Anthony Davidson, do you think we can expect a similar level of skill to be showcased during today's qualifier?
Well, I certainly hope so. The competition here is extremely tight, and I think we might see some very close times today. Remember, practice isn't just about fastest lap times though, it's about optimization, it's about ratifying your decisions. No one's going to be sweating small mistakes here and there, but in qualifying that all changes. You need to nail that perfect lap or face the consequences, and believe me, that's a lot of pressure.
Alright boys, take a deep breath. It is time for the most exhilarating qualifying lap of the year, of the calendar in Formula 1. We are going to be flying through the streets of Monaco, trying to go as fast as we possibly can, and maybe have an outside chance of getting the pole. We get a warning, but thankfully our time isn't disallowed. We continue on, and we kind of just cheat the circuit a little bit there. We'll take that, and we are currently on pace to be in pole position of the Monaco Grand Prix. How about that one? The Delta is smiling. We have purple the first sector. We'll see if we can get through here pretty well. This hairpin turn is so hard to get through, and we have lost a couple of spots. Now we're starting to bounce back to reality, but nonetheless, this is still fantastic for us, considering I expected to qualify about, 20th here. Having a 5th place, a top 5, fine by me. We were on target to qualify 3rd, so we'll see if we can make up some time heading into the final sector. This part you can definitely try to get some time out, eke some time out, do your best to not get a corner cut penalty, exit out, and we are back on pole according to the Delta. It's time to fly through this part of the track. Oh man, high speed, hold your wheel tight and gas it through. Now for the last 2 turns, hook it right one more time, and we might be on pole position, losing the back end just a little bit. That was a shaky turn. The exit has been twisted. Here we come down the final straightaway. Is it pole position? Oh, it's so close.
We're very happy with that position. Well done.
Oh my. P2! P2! Still an amazing run, but as we check the timesheet, we missed the pole position by pretty much 4 thousandths of a second, 4 tenths of a second, 4 hundredths of a second. That's what it is. We missed it by 4 hundredths of a second. And if I did not botch that final corner, we might have actually gotten the pole position from the McLaren or the Mercedes duo at Monaco in our McLaren, which would have been absolutely shocking. Still, that is by far our best qualifying effort in our first race with the higher difficulty setting. Let's go to race day.
A proper road race, and in the true meaning of the word. That was how Mr. Monaco, the late great Graham Hill, once described this iconic event. The cars we drive have come a long way in the intervening half-century, but still we race on those same public roads beside the Mediterranean Sea. There's no victory more coveted than that of the Monaco Grand Prix. The astonishing Circuit de Monaco is, for all intents and purposes, virtually unchanged since its inaugural race back in 1929. The faster cars of today, though, ensure the 19 corners past the casino and along the seafront remain as thrilling as ever. A 2.1 mile lap here takes us around an entire country, yet never more than inches from the race-ending barriers. And as the drivers start thinking about getting a good start and how on earth to get through Sandovot in one piece, I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, if we might be seeing a safety car or two today.
Well, you wouldn't exactly bet against it, would you? Statistically, it is pretty common, of course. About 80% of all Monaco Grand Prix will have at least one safety car. And that's despite the incredible work of the marshals around here, who you'll often see lifting cars out of the way just under the yellow flag conditions. The teams will always plan for the worst case scenario though, and they'll be making sure various caution periods are built into their strategy models for the race.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position and Cook completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Leclerc, Sebastian Vettel and Norris, Hülkenberg, Raikkonen, Gasly and Sergio Perez, Butler, Bottas, Kevin Magnussen and Albon, Weber, Russell, Romain Grosjean and Antonio Giovinazzi. Kubica and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Okay, don't try anything silly into one. It's going to be crazy in there. Just do your best to stay out of trouble.
I got you, Jeff. I'm just looking to hold my line, keep P2. Here we go. It's 5 red lights up, and 5 red lights down. We are underway in the Monaco Grand Prix. Hamilton gets a good getaway. We're trying to cut off Verstappen, and we've absolutely chopped him to the point where he's lost a position to Leclerc, who is all up behind us in that bright red Ferrari. Gonna hook and left here and just keep Leclerc behind us as long as we can. I don't know if we can keep Leclerc behind us, but I'm just gonna run my race, run my pace, and if the Ferrari is faster, I'll let him through if he can't get by me. If he's threatening to pass us, I won't hold him up. I'm gonna run my race. My goal right now is to get a podium. An outside chance to win this race, absolutely, judging by our pace in qualifying. But qualifying and the race are two totally different things. Qualifying was one lap where you could just fly, put everything out on, store the kitchen sink right at that one qualifying lap and hold your breath. In the race, you got to be a lot more conservative. It's 20 laps around the Monaco City circuit, and you see how tight this track is. This is easily the hardest track to drive on in this game, the hardest track to survive on in this game. So, you know, I'm not going to be pushing the limit this entire race, because if I push the limit, I'm going to hit the wall. If I don't push the limit, I'm still probably going to hit the wall. But I'm going to try to keep this car in one piece as long as I possibly can in this race, especially since we are so far up front, as Jeff is saying something completely unnecessary. Lewis Hamilton purples the first lap easily, and he has gotten away by 2 seconds already. But Hamilton's not exactly my concern as we watch the opening turn of the race once again, and you see we pretty much chopped the heck out of Verstappen. I kind of misjudged that corner a little bit, but I was just trying to make my safe entry in there. I wasn't really too worried about Verstappen's fueling. It's time to hear for Jeff from the first time.
Engine is looking a little warm. Power output will be less than optimal.
I was hoping for something a little bit better than Jeff.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
Yeah, see, that's more of what I was looking for. I want to hear about the pit window, not that the engine is worn. We are definitely due to change our power unit after Monaco. We could have changed it before Monaco, but I figured, you know what? You know, we could just save that power unit upgrade and, you know, make it through Monaco. Then we should be able to make it the rest of the season without taking out an extra power unit before a race, which would cost us a grid position penalty. So, as you guys see, we're on lap 5 out of 20. The car is still in one piece, and we have actually pulled away from Charles Leclerc. Hamilton is setting a blistering pace ahead of the field, but we are holding our own in P2 of this Monaco Grand Prix, and that is solid. As, hold on.
Pit window open. Let's box this lap.
The pit window is open, but I don't plan on pitting just yet. Since Monaco is such a tight track, it is the hardest track to pass on in the F1 circuit, so I do not want to pit early, get put in traffic behind a couple of cars who might be pitting.
Okay, looks like you're running on some slightly worn rubber at this point. Should still have a fair amount of grip left, but be mindful, it's going to start falling away.
Jeff, do you want to do this commentary, or am I doing the commentary, right? Jeff, you have an awful lot to say.
Box, box, box.
I'm trying to concentrate and trying to talk. So the point I tried to make, we just show it off right there. I'm not boxing him when Jeff tells me to box, not because, you know, I want to be stubborn and he pissed me off because he's talking too much, but it's actually because, you know, I'm not looking for an undercut. I'm just trying not to get into traffic. Though it's lap 7 out of 10, Lewis Hamilton has pitted out the lead, so we actually have gained the first position in the Monaco Grand Prix, believe it or not, and we will be relinquishing it in just a moment. We will be coming down pit road. Hopefully, you know, we can come out in a decent position, but we are pitting from the lead, and it looks like we are bringing Charles Leclerc behind us. Lando Norris in 3rd place. How about that? The overall McLaren upgrade seems to be working pretty decently for Lando.
Lando is coming in for a stop. Exit now.
And I've accidentally double stacked the McLarens by pitting an extra lap. Since we are the first driver, we get first preferential treatment coming into the pits. Hold on.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
Jeff, hopefully there's no more scheduled audio broadcasts as we are side by side with Russell, and the Williams just gets ahead of us. Not what we want to see, as well as the Haas of, I believe that's Grosjean up ahead. But the main thing is here that we probably should have stayed out an extra lap, because now we're behind George Russell, and we're behind, it is Grosjean, and it's going to be really tough to pass these guys. They are on worn soft tires, and we are on fresh medium tires. They are cold medium tires, but hopefully we can make a move on these guys and, you know, get away from Leclerc as we make a dirty move. I was going to say a daring move, but that was just a straight up dirty move, and look what it's caused. It has caused an absolute parking lot. Look at this carnage going on. Yellow flag, but no safety car as a fourth of the field has piled up, and look at that. That's not us. That's our teammate Norris, who has piled pile-driven one of the Toro Rossos as cars get away one by one. Another car comes in and joins the conga line and crushes the conga line. It looks like Norris has lost his wing, predictably. Look at all the debris on the track, and there's still no safety car. As all of this is going on, by the way, as I'm running my race, I have no idea all this is going on at the hairpin. As you see, Bottas has been a victim of the action. We have the other Haas of Magnussen confused. One of the racing points, I believe that Sergio Perez is involved in all of this action. And like I said, I don't know what's going on. I'm running my race, and it's still going on at the hairpin. We are actually approaching that section soon, and there might still be cars in that area, of course, like I said. I'm just trying to catch Grosjean right now. I don't really know where Russell is. I know I've absolutely mugged him off, and I'm just focusing on trying to find a way around the Haas driver as quickly as I can. We have distanced ourselves from Leclerc, who obviously was a part of that scrap, as we do enter the hairpin and check the mini-map. That's your race leader, Lewis Hamilton, slowing in the action. Multiple cars on the scene. We have run into the back of Grosjean, and at this point, I've realized that something has happened. I don't know what has happened, as we're going to check the replay here to see what happened when Lewis Hamilton entered the scene. So we have the Racing Point and our teammate Lando Norris, who are both reversing. I don't know how in the world a safety car was not called in this situation. Here comes Lewis. He comes flying in, and he's got damage. Major damage to the race leader, Lewis Hamilton. And just as myself and Grosjean got here, that was when things actually cleared up finally. It looks like Lewis Hamilton helped clear it away, but he lost a piece of his wing in the process. As you guys are about to see in the replay, Lewis Hamilton's car is pretty heavily damaged. He has lost a plate on that left wing, and it's definitely affecting his downforce, because I thought Grosjean was holding me up. Now I'm realizing that Lewis Hamilton is actually holding the both of us up, and he might actually be hindered. I don't know exactly why it happened at this point in the race, as I'm, just running my own race, playing with the steering wheel, as you guys saw in the first episode. I'm all hooked up, I'm feeling myself, and I'm realizing that Lewis Hamilton is damaged, and Lewis Hamilton might be, he might be a prey for us to hunt down in this race, especially once Grosjean pits. As you see, Lewis Hamilton is just heavily backing up myself on Grosjean, and what? Lewis Hamilton has pit out of the lead of the Monaco Grand Prix. He's looking to replace the wing, and he's looking to put on a new set of softs, and that puts us not in the lead, but P2 since we're behind Grosjean, but the effective lead of the Monaco Grand Prix, since Grosjean does have to pit once more. He has not pit yet in this race. He's still on the worn set of mediums that he started the race on, and I'm hoping he pits soon, because, oh wow, he's holding us up to the point where we nearly run into the back of him. We have to go off the track, slow down so we do not get a corner cutting penalty, and throughout all of those shenanigans, the point I was going to try to make is that I want to get away from Charles Leclerc, because if we do have a legitimate chance of winning this race, we need to clear Grosjean before Leclerc starts putting the heat on us. Even though we had the pace in the softs, I don't know if we have the pace on the mediums. So, by the way, this downforce setup that we're running, setup 1, is just a pure downforce setup, and I put it on as we almost make contact again with Grosjean. When is this dude gonna pit, by the way? Like, Grosjean, you wanna hook her right into the pit lane by any chance? Because the damage has already been done at this point. Leclerc is on our tail, as you guys see the beautiful sights of the Monaco City Circuit. You guys see all those rich yachts, all the rich people with their yachts right around the lake. I don't know what body of water that is, but a lot of rich people are partying there as we're looking to make the move on Grosjean, heading into the first corner, but Grosjean goes defensive on us. He's completely blocked us off, and I'm being very conservative right now, because I know once Grosjean pits, I've got the lead of this race, but man, oh man, I think we just tapped the wall right there. I don't know if we have any wing damage. I'm surprised we didn't get wing damage from when we tapped the back of Grosjean when Lewis Hamilton and a couple other cars piled up in that hairpin earlier, when Hamilton just ran over the back of a couple parked cars. So, yeah, lots going on in this race. The downforce setup is working. I don't think I got time to talk about that right now, because it's going on right now with the top 3 cars, and Grosjean is still big chilling up ahead.
We're looking at some gearbox wear, trying to keep your number of ship. Grosjean ahead. Less than a second separate you. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 11 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1 minute 16.6. You're gaining by 1/10 a lap.
Alright, so that was a lot from Jeff. It sounds like we have a gearbox issue. We might be missing a gear, and I don't know which one it might be, because I accidentally cut off Jeff to try to get an update on Grosjean, because Grosjean needs to pit. And yeah, I confirmed it with Jeff. Grosjean has one more pit stop left. I don't know if the Haas team knows that Grosjean has one more pit stop left. He's going to be disqualified from the race if he doesn't pit. You have to change tire compounds in an F1 race, as we have banged the wall a little bit. And at some point during this race, as you guys are about to see, we have picked up damage. Our right wing is slightly damaged. It was a matter of time before we did that. We survived 13 laps. Hold on, because here comes Charles Leclerc. He's diving up the inside, and we have made
Be careful with the front wing. You've taken some minor damage. Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Minor damage? What are you talking about, Jeff? Major damage between the effective race leaders colliding at what I believe is the Casino Square, it's called. Either way, Leclerc makes a daring move. That's a daring move. And it did not pay off for him or myself. As you guys see, I didn't quite expect Leclerc to make that move. And it was just, you know, a kind of an unnecessary move right there. He came from a long, far away. And at some point, I had to make the turn for that corner. And he kind of compromised me there. So Leclerc makes this dive. And like I said, at some point, I already committed to the corner. And, you know, I didn't exactly see him right away. I was kind of focusing on my damage, to be completely honest. I wasn't 100% on top of the fact that Leclerc might make a move since he was so far back, but he did it. I'm not going to say that was completely my fault. I think, you know, Leclerc could have been a little bit more patient there. At the same time, though, not my best moment. Nonetheless, this is the situation we are in. Jeff wants us to pit. I already know what the strategy change is. Jeff wants us to come in and pit and change our wing. But I'm not going to be like Lewis Hamilton, pitting off the lead. Because as I mentioned earlier, Monaco is the hardest track to pass at. So with a damaged car, we might still be able to hold off. It's actually not Leclerc. Leclerc got passed by Verstappen, as you guys saw in the replay. Look at just how awful the car is handling right now. Both wings are damaged. We're banging into the wall right now. It's all about survival at this race and just trying to hold up Max Verstappen, to be quite frank, as Grosjean finally pits. Thank the heavens. That Haas goes into the pits, but it's too late. The damage has already been done. He backed us up into Leclerc, and Leclerc ran into us. So now, Max Verstappen is suddenly the favorite to win this race. It's gone from Hamilton to myself to Leclerc, and now the Red Bull of Max Verstappen, who won the opening race, as we get our second warning of the race. That next corner cut of exceeding track limits, and we actually get a 3-second penalty, so that's major news. Hold on, Jeff, again.
Damage to your wing. Damage to your wing. Suggest we box to change it.
Jeff? So what I wanted to say was that when Lewis Hamilton pitted, I would have never done that, because I would just stay out and try to hold up the field as long as we possibly can. So, and Leclerc's got the same idea in mind. Leclerc, he might have more damage than us, but he has not pitted yet. He's in P3, and he's actually holding up a couple of cars behind him. As you guys see, the car is handling completely awful right now, but we have been able to keep Max Verstappen at bay, basically because I'm parking the car in the corners. I'm not giving him a lane to pass. I'm protecting the inside line for the most part, and I'm just breaking up in the corner so he has nowhere to pass, and when he's slowed down, I'm just trying to position the car in the right way right now. So it's 4 laps to go. We are in position to win our first race of our career at Monaco, something I never expected to say. With the difficulty change at 95, I don't know if we are just having a stunning race with the setup change and we might have just shocked the AI, or is 95 too low? I don't know. We out-qualified Lando at what I would believe would be either my worst track or my second worst track. I feel like Baku is that's definitely my worst track in the game, but this is my worst track as far as trying to survive without damage. I didn't expect most of my damage, though, to come from Charles Leclerc and myself making contact and not just from the walls. We did get some contact from the wall. You see, pieces of the Ferrari as well as myself are still sitting around what I believe is called Casino Square. I apologize if I got that wrong. I'm not too much of an expert when it comes to knowing the name of corners at F1 tracks, as you can definitely tell. So, as all of this is going on, I'll learn those eventually. Maybe in like F1 2022, I'll be able to know that, like, you know, all the corners at Monaco and Silverstone and all that. We are 2 laps to go in the Monaco Grand Prix while I ramble on. We still have held up Verstappen. Meanwhile, Leclerc is holding up the racing point of Devin Butler, as well as Lewis Hamilton, who pitted, is in P5, and it could really make some ground on myself and Verstappen if Leclerc wasn't holding him up. As you guys see, this is Sebastian Vettel, not Leclerc, who has went out of the race. He has had mechanical troubles as we get a horrible exit, but we block Verstappen. That's all we can do at this point, and hope Verstappen doesn't have a lane to get by us. It is hotly contested with under 2 laps to go of the Monaco Grand Prix. Is Verstappen closing in on us? Will he vulture away our chance at victory for the first time in our rookie season in a shocking race for McLaren? Everything has come together for us. For some reason, the pace. all the right reasons, the upgrades added for us from patch 1.05 to specifically to McLaren, the car that got the biggest boost from this patch. And here we are with the lead with a lot of help, because if we didn't, you know, accidentally mug off Leclerc, or not Leclerc, George Russell, and force that major accident, Lewis Hamilton would have definitely ran away with the victory of this race. And I was more than content with P2, fine by me, as we continue to just bang off of walls at this point. And it's just like, as long as the wing doesn't fall off, I can't do any worse than just hitting the wall every single damn corner. As you guys see here, caution, that is for Vettel, who was parked off to the side, so that won't be a safety car. That's not a concern for us, not even a VSC as far as I know. I would welcome a VSC because I would slow down myself in Verstappen, but here we go, the final lap of the Monaco Grand Prix. I'm not sure how I feel about the fact that we are in position to win in our rookie season in just our 6th race, and out of all of that at Monaco. But here we are in the position regardless. We have put ourselves in the position, so I'll give credit to ourselves for that as we bounce off the wall again. I don't know what our wing is looking like, but it can't be too good. I'm sure it's red somewhere. I don't even care to check right now. I'm just trying to lock in and hold up for Verstappen. Look at me parking. That's just straight up parking the car to the point where Leclerc with his damage might be catching up to us. To be fair to what we're doing right now, we are, you know, pulling away from the pack that Leclerc is holding up, so both myself and Leclerc are damaged, but we're still outpacing him, so I feel like we had P2 solidly in the bag without all the shenanigans. And honestly, if I knew I mugged George Russell off that hard, I honestly would have flashbacked right there and not made that happen. I feel kind of bad for making that accident happen, but I mean, a safety car should have came out at some point. Nonetheless, here we go, continuing to hold off Max Verstappen. It's going to be pretty much impossible to pass here unless he just tries to straight up wreck us. Here we come off the final corner. Just got to make sure the engine doesn't let us down. And it's going to be a shocking victory for Cook Boy and McLaren at Monaco.
You worked hard for that one. Congratulations.
A beautiful performance from McLaren today. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Well, I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out on the track was today: speed. I know it sounds like an obvious thing to say, Crofty, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
As the winners make their way up to the podium, one can only imagine the celebrations that will take place at McLaren tonight. Congratulations to everyone on the team, securing the win and proving they're a force to be reckoned with out on the track.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how to feel about this, but I'm really happy, but I'm also more shocked than anything else. Like, just everything that happened in this race, I would have never dreamed of this happening. Winning the Monaco Grand Prix, I would have never dreamed of this happening if we ever upgraded our car to the highest rating possible to be the best team on the circuit. But here we are on top of the world. We have won the race. As you guys see by our lap time, we did have decent pace, but obviously part of that was sabotaged by that major crash at the hairpin. We do have to win. Unfortunately for Norris, he got majorly caught up in that big crash. As you guys check out the point standings, we are in 4th place. The next race is at Canada. That'll hopefully give us more of a read on how fast our car is, and even if this 95 difficulty might be too low, we might have to up it up a little bit more. Let's go to Claire really quick.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts. Devin did much better in today's race than he did in qualifying. Were you expecting that?
I wasn't expecting this question, I'll tell you that. I win my first race at Monaco. I'm asked about Devin Butler? Okay.
You took the top points today. Was it a comfortable win?
Yeah, I'm glad we got to the point now. Thank you very much. Any of these choices will do us just fine. I'll credit the durability.
Well, looks like your luck has changed. Things went a lot better than last weekend, didn't they?
Yeah, I would say so. A lot happened, and I'm still trying to process. As I'm doing this video, but the power unit was cool.
You're surpassing all expectations. Can anything or anyone stop you?
Wow, Claire, you got a lot of questions today. I'm sure something can stop me, and that'll be if I continue to increase the difficulty.
Appreciate your time.
But that'll be the main thing that'll stop us. 'Cause at some point, we will find a difficulty that might be too tough for us. I'm going to keep it at 95 heading into the next race, though, just because I'm not sure if Monaco was a fluke. But then again, I expected to struggle here, and we qualified second. Should have qualified on pole, to be completely honest. And that would have put us in a position to win the race cleanly. Nonetheless, as you guys see, a lot of resource points. Leave a like in the video if you guys enjoyed that stunning Monaco Grand Prix. It was mayhem in Monaco, to be sure. Subscribe for more F1 2019 content, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you for watching.